Hello, I'm Batman.
And I'm Pretty.
Happy Halloween!
Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll preview everything scary this weekend and talk about the very serious issue of domestic violence. But making headlines this week, do you have your costume ready? Well, there are plenty of opportunities to celebrate my favorite holiday this year, Dave Abrams.
You're not supposed to tell
Batman.
me who I am.
Bruce Wayne.
Oh, fine.
There you are!
There.
Dave, you should have been here. Batman was here.
No way.
It was so cool.
No,
Cape
where
Crusader,
did he go?
right next to me. I don't know. He was here a minute ago.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wait, say that
Batman's
again?
cool.
Oh, that's so cool. You kind of sound like him.
No, I don't sound like him. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, of course, we have to start off today with the Zombie 5K tomorrow at Kinder Farm Park.
Brains.
Brains. Not on the show. The fun starts at 10 a.m. Get there by 8:30 a.m. if you haven't registered yet. And remember, you can register as a runner or a zombie. Let me see your best zombie.
Brains. That wasn't very good.
Oh, coffee.
I'm better at Batman.
I need coffee.
Right.
The registration fee is $50, and all of the money goes to the Friends of Kinder Farm Park. The zombies will be stationed throughout the course, and they are searching for food. They will try to infect you. So runners, you have to be quick to dodge the crawling, creeping, running zombies. You'd probably have an easier time if you got your flu shot, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the big question is, will Batman be there?
Batman actually will be at a different event.
Oh, really?
Yes, he
Good to
will be over at Animal Control. I think you have a little something on that.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you mentioned that. The Halloween party will be at Animal Control at 10 a.m. This one is more for the kids and their furry friends, like bats. We will have live music by the Big Band Theory. I like that name.
Yeah.
A costume contest and parade, prizes, and of course, cute, adorable pets ready for adoption. The competition for your time on Halloween is fierce, and the contenders are clawing their ways into your heart. Get it, Dave? Halloween potty. Clawing?
Potty.
Potty. Not potty.
Potty.
Potty. Gosh.
Woof, woof, like that.
Those two don't do it for you. We've got one more event. How about trunk or treat? If tricking and treating is not for you, head on over to Mayo Beach in Edgewater between 1 and 4 p.m. Maybe you will already have your zombie costume on. You can deck out your car or truck with fun, fantasy, and goodies to share. Admission is free, but a donation of $5 to Recreation Deeds for Special Needs is appreciated. Candy, hot dogs, pizza. What's not to like?
Zombies.
Zombies.
Zombies are what's not to like.
That's a lot of options, Dave. So what are you going to be doing for Halloween?
You know, I haven't quite decided exactly what I'm doing, but I'm thinking about going to Irv's.
Irv's.
Have you ever been to Irv's?
I heard about Irv's.
Did I tell you about Irv's?
I think you told me about it, or you put something up about it, and I read it on Facebook.
Yeah, Irv's is actually the last remaining basement bar in America. Shout out to Irv's.
Wait, in America?
In America,
I'm pretty sure I've
know.
visited, are these legit
it's
registered basement bars? Because maybe I've been to a
I don't know
few
about
that
the
are.
ones you've been
Yeah,
to.
it's
Those
true.
are, I don't know about those. Irv has papers.
Irv's is legit.
Irv's legit.
All
so
right.
that's what I'm doing. And I believe you will be actually working.
I'm working. I'll be singing at a wedding, but hey, yay love. Yay love.
Are you going to dress up as a diva?
Right? I said, we should all go out afterwards and we can go as a band. I'll be a wedding singer.
There you go.
But I did ask that we all wear long and black so I can pretend I'm being a witch.
What's the most requested wedding song of all time?
Ooh,
What's the one you just have to do at every single way? Celebrate.
Sinatra's The Way You Look Tonight. Just the way you look tonight. I don't sing that one. Our Sinatra
we
guy
gotta
does.
work on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a break from Halloween for a minute and start with the news. Last weekend, Annapolis hosted a fantastic walk to end Alzheimer's disease. The weather was perfect and the crowd was fired up. I was a little jealous because they warmed up with the wobble and I didn't get to do it.
I did the wobble over the weekend.
Can you do the wobble?
I can.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. That's good.
Get up, yeah.
The crowd was really fired up, though. County Executive Steve Shue joined them.
And the wobble?
Actually, you can see him in the back trying to. It wasn't the wobble. It was some kind of variation of. It was the nod.
The nod
wobble. Here's what County Executive Shue had to say about his own personal experience with Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's is devastating, and I know of what I speak that disease took my father 3.5 years ago. And I know from my family's experience that as hard as the disease is on the patient, it's even harder in many ways on the caregivers and the families, the spouses, the children. All of you know of what I speak. Alzheimer's is like a thief in the night. It takes away everything. It takes away careers. It takes away hobbies. It takes away relationships, and it ultimately takes away all the memories. There's nothing worse. And that's why it's so important what you're doing here today, because every step you take in this walk gets us one step closer to ending this disease.
For more information about how to join the fight, go to www.alz.org/Maryland. There are also lots of resources available to learn more about planning for Alzheimer's or to get support for caregivers. Just call the Department of Aging and Disabilities at 410-222-4464.
Dave, do you like oysters?
I love
Oysters?
What about you?
Yeah, I do like oysters.
Fried or raw?
I love both, actually.
Really? I
There's
don't
not a lot
like
of
the fried.
I love the fried. I like the raw. And it's tradition for us every year when we go to Renfest that we do the oyster shooters.
Yes, I was going to mention that. They used to have that at Middleton's Tavern downtown. And I used to live behind Middleton's Tavern.
So you've had oyster shooters.
So I had my share of oyster shooters, yes.
Very
Gotta have
good.
the hot sauce.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, this week there was a roundtable held at Mike's Crab House in Riva, one of my favorite spots, to discuss ways the Oyster Restoration Partnership is working to increase our supply. The partnership is 22 years old, and it builds oyster reefs, recycles shells from more than 200 restaurants. County Executive Shue got to take a look firsthand at the recycling program, which sounds super cool. Now, to date, the partnership has planted 5.9 billion spat on more than 2,200 acres of reef. What do you think about spat, Dave?
Ooh, I see what you did there. You want to get in a spat right now?
Spat? I think it's all spat.
But that is really cool. I was not aware of this recycling program.
It is.
You are.
Yeah,
so.
we actually have the Oyster Recovery Partnership has 3 collection bins at each of the county's recycling centers. So we collect from residents as well when you have oyster shells, clam shells too.
And then what happens to them after?
As we were talking about with the spat, they're returned
into cups.
Yeah, we make crafts. Yeah. No, we're helping out the bay. They're returned to the oyster beds. They provide good sediment and help with the spat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a spat?
Spat. Spit for spat.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah,
very
right?
good.
But actually, we got an award last year as a county. I believe we were the first government entity to partner up with the Oyster Recovery Partnership. So they gave us an award last year.
Oh.
Pretty cool,
Well,
huh?
it sounds like a great program, and that's a lot of
They
spat.
are. Plus, the Oyster Recovery
Just the spat,
Partnership.
Jack. I can't stop.
Spit for spat. The ORP comes out to the Anne Arundel County farmers markets over off Harry Truman every week. So you can catch those guys there.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we will talk to Ann Pothass from the YWCA. Let's look in on Kinder Park. What's going on with that zombie infestation? That looks scary as always, Kristen. I don't know if I can do it.
I'm not good with that.
Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back. Well, October means a few other things besides Halloween and pumpkins, of course.
That's
Dave.
right.
And we're here talking also to Ann Pothast about October, which is also National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And Ann is with YWCA. Ann, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And what's your position with YWCA? What is it that you do? And can you explain a bit about the organization to us?
Sure. I'm working for the Legal Service Department. I direct the legal services. We have 2 attorneys who represent victims of domestic violence in peace and protective order matters. We have 2 civil advocates who work out in the courthouses to meet and greet the public and help them fill out their forms. We go to court and we represent them in the hearings, and hopefully we can get them protective orders that assist them in their safety planning.
And you were telling us off camera that you get quite a few. Give us an idea of how many protective orders you're dealing with on an annual basis from Anne Arundel County.
Well, our office gets over 2,000 inquiries from the general public for different advice and assistance. We represent in over 400 hearings a year, and that is about 300 to 400 clients each year.
I think that would be surprising to people. That's a pretty large number.
It's surprising to me.
Well, what most people don't know about domestic violence is that 1 in 3 women will have suffered an assault from their intimate partner in their lifetime, and that 50% of the people who abuse a spouse in a home where there's children also abuse the children. So there are a lot of inquiries, especially on behalf of the children.
And I think a lot of folks say, and we were discussing this off camera as well, why not just get out of the situation? But there's a lot of factors that weigh into that decision. Can you talk about that briefly?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest myth about domestic violence, is that it's somehow easy to leave. It really isn't. Someone who's been beaten may have spent 2 years or 3 years being put down. It always starts with verbal abuse, and then it escalates to physical abuse, and that escalation can lead to strangulation. And if someone's being strangled, then they're much higher on the scale for lethality. So what most people don't understand is that this person, they're darned if they do, they're darned if they don't, and they're very concerned about their safety and their children's safety. They've often been told that they won't get the kids if they go to court, and they're very frightened that they'll lose their children, or that they'll be homeless, or that the abuser will make good on a threat to kill them or a family member.
It seems like the safest thing to do as a first step, no matter what your situation is to call.
Yes. Our number is 410-626-7800 for information, and there are a whole bunch of services that YWCA offers. I've told you about the legal services. We have counseling for victims. There's services for offenders, an abuse intervention program to help them try not to reoffend and to sort of work through why it is that they're trying to control their partner. This is not about anger. It's about power and control. That they're often very able to control their anger. It's just when they use their anger to control somebody that's the issue. And our program is really the only program licensed in Anne Arundel County to address that power and control issue.
Would that phone number be also a good resource for someone who might be witnessing this from the outside?
Yes, I have a lot of inquiries where people like a mother or sister or a friend comes in and they do a consult with us to find out what they can do to help their loved one. The number one thing is not to pressure them to leave. It's to be supportive and ask them, to listen and to ask them what they can do to help and to provide information.
Let's talk a bit, Ann, about the Capital campaign.
Yes.
And just highlight what you guys are trying to do and accomplish.
Well, right now we have the only safe house in Anne Arundel County for people fleeing and needing a place to stay that's undisclosed. Well, the vision or the dream is to have a campus where we can develop some sustainability for this person so that they can be independent, because often they're financially dependent, their self-esteem is very low, they're worried about their children's schooling, just a million different things. And with this new campus, we're going to have the safe housing, but also work on transitional aspects and more permanent housing, trying to help them be confident enough to look for employment and become independent.
That sounds wonderful.
And I think hearing you speak on this issue, a lot of people might be motivated to want to try and help in some way. You do take volunteers for the YWCA, correct?
Absolutely. The same number, 410-626-7800. We have a volunteer orientation from time to time, periodically throughout the year. Those volunteers can work in our safe house, provided they pass all the background checks, or with our advocates out at the court, where they can meet and greet the public and help provide resources to them, help them with information, filling out their forms, connecting them with us, the attorneys who represent. And at the Safe House, there's many, many chores to maintain and take care of the Safe House and to make the people feel secure and welcome.
And we're such as a society, so socially media driven. And we were talking about how it's important to highlight this issue and have a discussion about it. You mentioned a few hashtags as well. And what are those hashtags again?
Well, I found with recent news in the last few years that the issue of whether or not the person should have left comes up often. And there's nothing more that makes a victim feel more pressured than people thinking that it's easy for them to leave. So over those newsworthy events, the hashtag why I stayed and hashtag why I left were plugged in, and there were some lively discussions, friendly discussions, but lively discussions where a lot of the public was educated as to, why this person was staying with a violent person. And again, as I highlighted before, it's not an easy decision to make. It's very frightening.
Absolutely. One more time, just for viewers out there, the phone number and a website, if you have it, in case folks want more information.
So the website is www.annapolisywca.org. Again, www.annapolisywca.org. And the phone number at the Y is 410-626-7800. And I really urge anybody who is suspicious that a friend or a loved one is suffering from domestic violence to call us. And the symptoms of that, they could be withdrawn. They might not be social anymore when they used to be social. They may be answering 400 texts a day from their intimate partner. They may not feel confident when they were a confident person. If you notice somebody withdrawing like that, give us a call.
Anne, thank you so much for coming on and highlighting this important issue. Best of luck with the closing of your campaign as well.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. And out there, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Welcome back. When you're looking for candy, you want to be safe. Our own Sarah Gannon visited with Kathy Hyatt about a neighborhood crime watch she started in Glen Burnie. Sarah?
Thanks, Kristen and Dave. Today I'm here with Kathy Hyatt from the Citizens Crime Watch group, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what her group does. Kathy, thanks for meeting with me today.
Thank you.
Could you tell me about what the Citizens Crime Watch does?
We are a group of concerned citizens, just neighbors in the Glen Burnie area, in the old Glen Burnie area, who watch out for each other, and we have been able to accomplish some good things in catching some bad guys that are doing bad things.
Sure. Now, how long has the group been together?
For about a year and a half. We started about May of a year and a half ago.
Now, how did the group form?
In December, it'll be 2 years this coming December, my dogs and myself were walking on our usual evening walk, and we were attacked by two pit bulls that got loose, and they bit the end of my little finger off. And then I started noticing that there were a lot of animals that were loose. People weren't taking, they weren't watching their animals, keeping them in the yards. And I was going to originally start a vicious animal group, but as it turns out that's a crime. So that's how the Crime Watch started.
Now, where does all the folks that attend the meeting, I have been to one of your meetings, and where do they all come from? I know a lot of them are from Glen Burnie. How far out do they go? Or come from, I should say.
Most of them are local in the area. There's about 300 homes that we watch out for. But here lately, other people have wanted to come to the meetings and listen and get on our email tree so we can send information to them about what's going on in the neighborhoods.
Very good. And I know you work very closely with Northern District.
Yes, I do.
As I've seen Corporal Bethia here and a couple other folks from the bike trail. Now, can you tell them, the audience, or in TV land, or whatever you want to say. Can you tell them how they can get in touch with you if they want to attend a meeting?
We meet probably about once a quarter. We met the end of September, and we probably will not meet until March because of the holidays, and then January, February with the winter weather. So March should be our next meeting, and I'm really excited about that because we should have the drug-sniffing dogs here, and we should also have the SWAT team.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very
which
good.
will be a wonderful meeting. I try to have a guest speaker at every meeting so that people can see what's going on and can ask questions. So the next one will be March. You can get a hold of me by emailing me at kathy.crimewatch@gmail.com, and that's KATHI.crimewatch@gmail.com.
Now, I know last meeting you had State's Attorney Wes Adams here, and he gave a good presentation. So you never know who you're going to run into, right?
Right.
Well, thanks for meeting with me today, and back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah, and thank you, Kathy, for getting involved to make your community safer. So, Dave.
Yes, Kristen.
Lots of Halloween talk today, and of course, we highlighted candy a couple of times.
Yes.
Got me thinking, when you were younger,
Yeah.
and you guys sat around and you traded your bounty,
Yeah.
what was the Halloween candy you preferred? What was the top-notch candy when you guys were trick-or-treating?
There's so many of them. Well, first of all, I must compliment you on your lightning round with Steve Shue last
thanks.
week. It was very good.
Thanks.
And we learned such...
Couple tricks and treats in that.
That's right. We learned such deep-seated facts about Steve Shue as
We did.
Kit Kat is his favorite.
Kit Kat, which is actually my favorite when I was younger, too.
Yeah,
So,
and I love Kit Kat, too.
Kit Kat. So you traded for Kit Kats?
No. I'm not going to go that far.
Oh.
It was actually two things I'm going to go for. One was, of course, the Tootsie Roll.
Absolutely.
I mean, the
another
Tootsie
great
Roll,
dance,
the Tootsie
too.
Roll is overlooked these days, right?
Yeah.
It's old school. Maybe it's not as hip anymore. And of course, the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Reese's
Come
peanut butter cups are amazing. That peanut butter is the best peanut butter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, do you prefer the Tootsie Roll or the Tootsie Pop?
I'm going to go with the Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll. Very good.
How
Do you
many
like all the
licks does it take
flavors?
to get to the center of a...
What is it, like
Tootsie Pop?
47? I don't know. It depends. I mean,
thought it
are
was
you
3.
are you crunching down on that? No, the owl. That little
That's
owl.
how I always do it.
Yeah.
I can't wait that long.
No.
It's too long
Yeah,
to
that's
wait.
47.
Now, did Mama Lagana give out like the homemade stuff
Are you
for
kidding?
Halloween?
No, but my mom is super adorable. She's done, especially in more recent years, she does like Capri Suns and like the cheddar and cheese cracker packages, and she's different. Like she doesn't
Did the
just
Laganas do coordinated costumes?
Okay, well,
I knew it.
we did it. My mom was also amazing at making homemade costumes. So of course I was the pumpkin when I was a baby and stuff. I remember one year she made me Lydia from Beetlejuice, so I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
That's cool.
But yeah, wasn't so much coordinated costumes as they were just really well done homemade costumes.
Okay.
But
What was the best costume Mama Lagana ever made?
definitely the Lydia and it wasn't like Lydia
was
from
just
the,
wearing a black...
No, not the Michael Keaton movie. There was a cartoon that came out a little bit after that, and I used to watch that as a kid.
Oh.
And she had this red spiderweb cape she wore whenever she was in Beetlejuice.
Oh,
World.
yeah,
That's
I've
what
seen
she
that.
made me.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
What about you? What was your best
Oh,
costume?
I knew you were going to put me on the spot. You know what? I've never had really great costumes. You got the pirate. I remember the pirate. I have pictures of when I was a pirate once when I was a kid. God, nothing great. Oh, the best one I've ever done is I was Cousin It.
Cousin It?
Yeah. You always don't think of everything through on a costume, or I don't. And so I had this really long wig, right, on my head. So the wig goes down, to your waist or whatever, and you don't think about, well, I need to breathe and I need
Sure,
to talk.
sure.
So all night I was doing this. I was parting the Red Sea whenever I wanted
gosh.
to talk or drink something or whatever. It was a problem. And,
Yeah.
and this year, spoiler, I'm going to do the gorilla.
The gorilla.
I'm going to be a gorilla.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to be difficult.
That
for
is going to be
eating and
difficult.
drinking
Not
and all
just for
that.
eating and
And
drinking.
It's hot.
How are you going to go to the bathroom, Dave?
Very carefully.
Very carefully. Very good.
And I'm going to be sweating. But that's okay. It's worth it for a
Yeah.
good Halloween costume.
Yeah. Well, you named some good candy. I will say between me and my sister, she was always Milky Ways. I don't do nougat. I was always Snickers. Is there nougat in Snickers?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe I just didn't like plain nougat and chocolate. Because there was something about Milky Ways that I was like, that's boring. Give me the nuts and the caramel.
There's a big difference between caramel and nougat, right?
Right. And I love Snickers.
Snickers has caramel.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted.
What is it? Milky Way has
That was
nougat.
the good stuff. Caramel and Milky Way, I think, is just nougat.
What is nougat?
The stuff in Milky Ways. But I will say, I love Halloween. It's my very favorite. And of course, you can't have Halloween without some amazing music. So what's your favorite Halloween song?
Oh, come on. It's Monster Mash.
Mine too. And I think that's my favorite song, period.
Right. That's a great song.
And then for Christmas,
it's the Run DMC song, right? Right,
Any
exactly.
song that talks about mac and cheese is A-okay in my book. That's right.
We need more mac and cheese in the world.
We
for
do,
sure.
especially in our music.
Well, we want to make sure that everybody has a happy and a very safe Halloween. Be careful out there. Make sure your costumes have reflectors on them and stuff when you're walking on the street. Stay away from those houses that aren't lit because it might be mine.
Or the ones that are handing out apples. We don't need that.
Yeah, we don't do apples. That's like 1985. Don't do apples, people. It's just
something I really have to make mention of. It's the right thing to do. Just take one piece of candy out of the big bowl if they leave out a big bowl. Don't be that guy that takes a whole fistful.
Kids, we
tell you
need
something.
candy for everyone.
Yeah, candy for all.
Don't take the candy away from the other children.
Don't do that.
Be cool, okay?
Don't be
And
a get off my
drugs.
lawn kid.
Stay off drugs.
Stay off the drugs.
Dare to stay off drugs.
Yes.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or Google Plus by searching Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county. We'll see you next time.
He did the mash. He did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash. He was gone in a flash. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. Wow.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.